Alright guys, we're back again with another replay analysis. This time we're going to be going over 2.5k Sergeant Cortez, who's going to be playing Windrunner here. So this game I actually managed to get him to break 2.5k, so congrats for hitting that milestone. Hopefully you're only going to get better from here. And this game was kind of a stomp. I took a look at the stats here, so he does play pretty well. But if we want to take a look at his items, his decision making, there's always ways to improve. So we'll kind of see what goes on here. I think he's playing mid, but the Razor could be, it'd probably be better for him to play off lane. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of miscommunication here that he thought he was playing mid, because it looks like he's going off lane, and he will do so in fact. So he is going to be playing off lane. These look like mid items if you are going to go off lane. For future reference, anybody that might be wanting to play Windrunner off lane or something, I find that Tango's Salve and Ring of Protection is usually a pretty solid build. Give you some much needed armor on Windrunner, as well as it naturally builds into a Basilius, so it's a nice efficient item early on. Basilius is great for keeping up with the mana that you're going to use for Windrun for trading hits, as well as for Power Shot to help you get CS. Because in this lane, if they control the creep equilibrium and keep it close to their tower, it's going to be pretty scary to go up and try to CS, just because if you get, a 2-3 second stun from that CK, followed up with Frosty Feet from that AA, you're probably going to go down here. So we'll just kind of have to keep an eye on how this goes. Looks like he's getting harassed out, quite a bit of damage. With only that one base armor, you're going to be really eating a lot of that physical damage alongside that bonus magical damage with it. So we'll kind of keep an eye on this lane, see how it's going. Looks like he's going for the brown boots first. I don't mind that. Heroes with pretty solid range like a Lina or a Windrunner, I'm okay if they're going to get like a boots first. Just because you've got a much higher range for harassing, so you can really dip in and out and get off some good right clicks if you're controlling your hero well and you're paying attention to your ranges and all that fun stuff. So boots first I'm okay with. Looks like she's gonna follow it up with a Basilius, but yeah, definitely that bonus armor would certainly be helpful here, as we're just gonna race along a little bit here. But she's not doing too bad actually. She's 11 for 4, so she's actually managed to deny some against this Chaos Knight. I'd say for the off lane, you don't want to do the standard mid lane build where you get your ult at level 6. I think I guess it's game dependent as well, but I think in this game it's alright to go like a 4-4-1. By level 9 you have 4 points in a shackle, 4 points in a power shot, 1 point in a wind run, and then get your ult at 10 and 11 consecutively. By that time, you'll pretty well have your Aghanim Scepter, and you'll be able to make the full use of it for sure. But when you're going to be a little bit slower on getting items, like your damage items, your phase boots, all that fun stuff, it's going to be a little bit less important to get your ultimate. So most likely going to be grabbing phase boots here. It's also alright to get like 3 points into shackle shot, 4 points into power shot, maybe 2 into wind run if you're a little bit afraid of going up against like a drow or a viper. I think that's an alright build this game as well. They do have a lot of right clicks, so maybe the earlier point in a wind run is good as shackle. It doesn't scale that well. You only get another 0.75 seconds at level 4, so it's not super necessary. But just something to keep in mind here if we're talking about skill builds while we're watching this game. She's doing a pretty good job. Again, she does have the Basilius, and she got quite a high mana pool, so I think it's okay to use Power Shot if you're comfortable to try and CS, as well as to get some damage out on the CK or the AA. It's surprisingly easy if you just harass the AA a little bit and get a Power Shot off. It's a potential for a kill. A lot more damage with a level 4 power shot than people really see, but we'll kind of just speed this up a little bit more. Keep it on it. Looks like she has her phase boots finished there, so that's nice. 7 minutes in, and it's all right for her to leave the lane here if she wants. She doesn't have to. She's contesting it pretty well and still getting some pretty reasonable farm, so I'm okay with her staying here if she wants to. But I think it's also all right for her to go gank around, depending on how well the other lanes are doing. She could gank if she wants. They do have a pretty solid late game. Probably not a better late game in my opinion, since Black Hole is pretty solid, and CK actually does become a beast later on into the game, manages to escape a gank there. She's actually going to be going for a Maelstrom first, which it's not that bad, I'd say. I think usually rushing Aghanims is probably your best bet. I mean, she's already level 8, so she's getting close to that level 2 ulti, which just gets so strong with the Aghanim Scepter. Maelstrom is good as well. It's going to help you farm and help you with a little bit of fighting early on, but we'll definitely have to see what she's going to do here. If she fights early on, then maybe it's useful. If not, then probably just want to rush the Aghanims there. So, still staying in the lane, doing pretty well. Not too far behind the CK. Managed to at least deny 8 CS, which at about 2.5k is not bad for sure in the off lane here. Doing pretty well. Going up to definitely harass him out there. So she actually manages. If she would have hit that power shot, the CK definitely would have had to go home, which is pretty huge, right? Like, he's the position 1 carry, so anytime you can really force him out of the lane is going to be huge for you if you're an offlaner that's not actively ganking. So not doing too bad here. There we go. Got the point into the ult at 9. I'm alright with that, I guess. It's not really going to be all too effective, especially since all you have are phase boots and a glove of haste. So the damage reduction means that really you're not going to be outputting that much damage here. But it's certainly okay here. Power shot to help prevent this tower from getting pushed too hard. And that shut down the push, which is fantastic. It's already pretty important here. Looks like there we go. So a nice little gank there. We've got an early blink dagger. I guess you could say around 2.5k. This is probably early blink dagger on the Sand King. I think he had a blink dagger there. Yeah, he did. So you got a pretty early blink dagger. That's nice. Certainly nice here. And he's just gonna stay around while Windrunner should probably return home there. Gonna go back. About halfway to her Maelstrom now. Not too much further. Gonna return top lane. She did see the drow there, so I'd be a little bit careful since it is only the Sand King and yourself, the drow, the CK, the AA. Pretty scary. And there it is. Yeah, they're actually gonna catch him out. The Sand King actually affording her some space. She's really got to get out right now, though. That AAL was huge, and it looks like she's actually gonna go down. So a little bit of a misplay there. She goes top. She sees them. She hits one shackle. Unfortunately, doesn't shackle the right hero. And then they get stunned up, and she sticks around. So the Sand King actually affords her a lot of space here. And even without the AA ultimate, I think you certainly want to get out here. You're silenced up. And the CK has a pretty powerful stun that I would be very afraid of right now. And looks like he just brings you in here. Gets a crit off, and that's pretty much, that's got to be 4 points in a crit. 3 points in a crit. So he actually only has 1 point in a stun. Either way, though, I think you're going to go down no matter what alongside the drow, the CK there. Not sure if you'd be able to trade for a kill. So the Sand King did get you some space to run away, and unfortunately didn't really use it there. But that certainly wasn't the worst. It did pull a lot of heroes top lane, which awards your PA as, you know, some pretty nice space here. The Razor looks like he's top lane as well. And it looks like they want to push top. I'm not sure if it's super necessary to come top right now because I don't know what she'd be able to do. A nice power shot on that drow who now has to be really careful. I hear a channel, and there it is. It looks like the Enigma's actually going to go down, as well as the CK and the drow. So a nice couple of kills there for them. The drow does get a double kill, but they managed to follow it up with a 4 for 2. So that's pretty nice for sure. Going to be able to finish that Maelstrom there. And okay, so it does end up being worth it. That's nice for sure. Gonna get another shackle there. Black hole, and he's gonna go down. Not bad, not bad. Looks like they still want to actively pressure this tower. Ult's gonna be used, and that's good. That's good. So pretty good decision making there. And it looks like Deso next. You know what? It depends how early she gets it. I don't really like the Deso next. I think again the Aghanim Scepter is just so good on Windrunner. They have very low armor heroes for the heroes they are, right? Like this AA, he's only got about whatever 7 armor. This drow, she's got 12 armor, but even then it's not that great. And then when you get you know, if you're gonna get close to her, she's gonna lose out on some of that agility. So 12 armor, not that big of a deal. CK, he's not doing too bad for armor as well. He's got 11 armor, not that big of a deal. Viper with the mech does have quite a bit of armor, so it may be useful against the Viper. Basilius over here on the Enigma, so he's also got Tranquil, so he's got quite a bit of armor as well. But again, I don't think it's that necessary, especially if you've got a Maelstrom. Egg's Maelstrom is a ton of damage, so I don't think you really need the bonus negative armor that immensely, right? So Looks like she's going to go bot. Sees John McClane over here bot lane. Going to be able to get the power shot, so that's nice. And this is good. You've got your ultimate level 2. You may as well look to actively pressure a tower. And she's going to use it to get the tower, so that's great. That's a nice rotation here. Has a TP. And she's going top. I don't think this is the play, but we'll see how this turns out. There's a kill. Okay, so let's take a look at that. I'm not really 100% on that being the play. Reborn. Just going to be doing some reborn things. So if we take a look at what's going on here, she's going to rotate down here, grab another TP, and then TP top. Now, if we take a look at her TPing top, there's a couple things we can see right now. One, he doesn't have black hole, does he? No, he doesn't. So if they're keeping an eye on that, they know he doesn't have black hole, and they could probably win this fight, or at least just turn around and run. So if she looks right now, she's TPing. She probably could have seen that they're running away, in which case it's not going to be all that efficient if you join this fight, right? If she comes up over here, there's not going to be much that she's going to help out with, because A, they're either going to get these kills regardless of whether she's there or not, or B, they're just going to run away, and then she's kind of a sitting duck. Like, I guess you could try to pressure the tower, but it looks like the PA is already doing a ton of damage. She goes in. Probably shouldn't have chased since they were so close to the tower, but they get the kill regardless. The power shot doesn't do anything. She goes down, and now it's just quite a bit of wasted time, right? So you get a little bit of CS there from the Eidolons, but the important thing is that TP probably could have been better spent somewhere else. Instead of TPing top and joining that fight, you probably could have gone mid and done a little bit more for your team right here. You spent 100 gold. On that, let's see, do you get anything from the fight? No, you get nothing from the fight either. So you spend 100 gold, and you don't really get that much out of it. You maybe recoup the cost of your TP and then some, but that's about it. However, imagine if you would have just TP'd mid here. You don't have to pressure bot if you're not comfortable with it, but you TP mid, you get this creep wave. There was actually 2 creep waves. That one just got there. The other one was kind of up here, but you get 2 creep waves. And potentially even like a jungle camp or 2 over here, or maybe you back up because you're scared. You get this jungle camp, you get this jungle camp, and it's a lot more efficient for you. Basically what I'm saying is that you kind of have to recognize whether or not it's worth joining a fight. In that case, I think you could have gotten about 500, 600 more gold if you would have not joined that fight, and that's kind of a big issue, right? Because you're looking at how to get better. And you could have had another 500, 600 gold. You could have had, you know, even if you're going to go for a Desolator, you could have had at least one of these Mithril Hammers, and then, you know, halfway to a second one. So there is quite a bit of opportunity cost that was missed out there by joining that fight instead of TPing mid, or perhaps even pressuring bottom. You saw there's that many heroes top. I think there was already 1 dead. If you just pressure bot, you can maybe even get another tower, get it down to about half HP, something like that. But I definitely think not joining that fight was probably the better play there. So we'll just kind of speed it up, see what's going on. DD's pretty solid here, going to TP top. Probably should just CS. You're not going to catch anybody out here. The CK might even be able to kill you if you're all alone. The Dazzle was a little bit too far off there, but you know, it's not bad there. You probably should have just turned around and CS. It looks like mid lane is going to be a bit of a fight. I'm going to go a little bit closer, commit to joining. You guys should be able to pressure this tower, so I should be able to grab that. And the big thing about getting a Desolator is that you really want to get it to push, right? And as far as I can see so far, like, you guys haven't needed it whatsoever. You know, you haven't even used your ult on the tower, so that, you know, the Deso wouldn't even help too much there. But you only have 2 outer towers left, and you're still working on a Deso. And the biggest thing is that you want it to chop down these towers. It looks like you're about to get another one, so it's really not that great. You gotta get a nice shackle there. Fight's going fairly well here. Not too bad, not too bad. Have the Deso. Gonna finish it up. But I mean, there's only 1 outer tower left. Looks like you're gonna TP mid. Good. Gonna start taking some of these creeps out, pressuring the lane. I'd feel fairly comfortable moving into their jungle, especially once I see this AA bottom. If you can move into their jungle, restrict them from taking it a little bit. Realistically, unless you get caught out with like a Viper Strike and a CK or something like that, you should be able to get away with the Windrun. Maybe it's a very unlucky 4-second stun or something like that, but I think going in their jungle and taking a little bit of that farm from them, as well as pressuring top lane or getting ready to pressure top lane, would have been good. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people have. Yeah, you know what? There's wards on the map. All right, never mind. I was gonna say maybe buy some wards if your supports don't want to. Put one up aggressively behind the tower on that cliff there, just so you know it's a little bit safer for you guys. There is an enigma, so you want to be aware of a potential black hole. But it seems like all right. You're just farming the jungle. Your team's fighting. You probably should have been over there helping them, but it seems like the game's already over. If the game wasn't gonna end so soon, I don't think Sheepstick's the item here. Maybe it's alright as a black hole canceller, but realistically, if we take a look at who you're going to Sheepstick, it's not going to help all too much. The CK, if he doesn't ult, he should die regardless of a Sheepstick. He's not that strong. Sure, he's got his armlet. The Drow, if you're going to get close enough to Sheepstick, you can probably just solo her with Windrun because, you know, they're so far behind right now. She's not that scary. Viper, perhaps a good Sheepstick target, but again, since you got the Deso, you could probably blow him up pretty quickly without it. So, you know, it's not the worst, but I think if we're talking about maximizing efficiency, Aghanim Scepter is really what a Windrunner wants, right? That low cooldown on her ultimate, no damage reduction, like it's just so important, right? So 0% damage reduction is like absolutely massive. So just something to keep in mind, that Aghanims is a really strong item on Windrunner. And something you should be paying attention to. You should be looking at the game at the very beginning and saying, you know, what do I want to buy this game? Aghanim Scepter, always good on my hero. After that, sure, Mjolnir's not bad, especially if you've got a CK, you're dealing with illusions. I'm alright with that. You know, it's going to help you farm up a little bit, stuff like that. So I'm okay with the Mjolnir. Deso, I don't think is that strong. If somebody's gonna get a Deso on your team, it should probably be the Razor. He's got his ultimate reducing armor. Deso's only gonna help out there, but I don't think you'd be the Deso carrier this game, in my opinion, at the very least. So the game's pretty well over now. It looks like people were GGing. You guys are gonna take a Roshan here. Good job. PA is gonna grab it. Not bad, not bad. You're going to move over top to try to push that out a little bit. Pressure them on all angles. Meanwhile, though, your team is dying mid, but I think that's probably still the end of it here. It looks like, there you go. Managed to get 3 heroes. And there you go. You're pushing. Good stuff. You can get top racks as well if you really wanted to. There's your Sheepstick. Dropping the null. Getting a couple TPs. Not bad, not bad. Gonna TP home, but honestly, probably not even necessary. You have your ulti, you could have just probably ended the game. Gonna get a Mjolnir. And yeah, pretty much the end of the game here. Not really much else to say. PA did a lot of the carrying as well, but it was an all-around stomp. I think the itemization could have been better. You know, there was that one mistake of TPing top to join the fight when you probably should have just farmed. And that probably happens a lot. There's a surprising amount of people who they're working on being a better carry. They don't really understand the concept of just not TPing if you don't have to. So just something to keep in mind. It was a good game though. I haven't really done a Windrunner, so I wanted to do this one even though it was a stomp. But thanks for sending it in. Hopefully I helped you out a little bit to take a look at your gameplay. Could have maybe rotated a little bit earlier on. Could have worked on the itemization, recognizing that Windrunner really hits her peak with that Aghanim Scepter, so it's really important to get that at least after Maelstrom, if you're going to get a Maelstrom first. But just some stuff to keep in mind there. So thanks again, Sergeant Cortez, for sending in this replay. Hopefully yourself and everybody watching enjoyed it, and keep an eye out for the rest of my replay analysis. Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I have my series From Lane to Lane where I just cast some everyday pubs that you guys send me. I also do some more professional pubs like games from Koikva, Miracle, whoever I can get my hands on from Dodobuff. I have a learning series as well, so feel free to check that out. There's some more info in the description as well as some videos linked in the annotations at the end here. Thanks a lot.